All right, go ahead and draw the knees up into the chest. We're just going to start moving here with the breath. Draw those knees up and in. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can wrap around and interlace those fingers together. Go ahead and do so. Just draw your tailbone down to start to stretch out the low back and hips. Just a gentle rock side to side, looking up at that beautiful blue sky. Or if you're in your home on Zoom, close your eyes and picture a beautiful blue sky. And then take the legs out nice and long. Let's take a nice full body stretch here. So draw the toes out over the edge of the mat. Flex the feet. Reach the fingertips all the way back up behind you. Maybe hook those thumbs together. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Take a big breath into the chest. I'll try to enunciate as much as possible since we have some traffic noise. Big breath into the heart space there. And then on that exhale, just cactus the arms. Slide them elbows down towards the ribs. Puff up the chest nice and open. Big breath in here. Nice slow exhale as you draw the elbows in a little bit more. Inhale, back up, hook those thumbs together, take that full body stretch. Fill up, create some space in the abdomen. Breathe into the belly, exhale, cactus those arms. And just work through that back and forth a few times at your own pace. Inhaling, full body stretch, flexing, pointing toes. Exhale, cactus arms. Open the chest. Pull the low back up and in just slightly. Let's go one more. Full body stretch. As much space and length as you can. Exhale, cactus one more time. All right, good. Release the arms. Take the arms out to a T. We're going to bump the hips over to the right a little bit. We're going to take the left ankle over to the left corner of the mat. And we're going to cross the right ankle over as much as you can. Take the arms back up behind you. And with the left hand, just gently draw the right wrist up as much as you can to create some space. And then just draw the right wrist over. So we're kind of taking a little half moon, C-shaped twist. There you go. Beautiful. Breathe into that space. We're going to do a lot of side body work this morning, just trying to create as much opening in those side ribs, length, deep stretches. So one more breath in there. Nice, slow exhale, release the arms. We're just going to bend the left knee and cross the right ankle over. Hips are still off to the right a little bit, arms out to a T. And then we're just going to let that right foot start to drop over to the left onto the ground. So just a gentle twist here. Feeling that in the right hip. Straighten that top leg if you like. You can keep it bent. Modify your shape, modify your practice any way you like this morning. Everything I cue is just a suggestion. So listen to your body. Don't do anything that doesn't feel good. If something does feel good, maybe hang out there a little bit longer. But one more breath into this twist, just starting to wake everything up. And gently bring everything back into center. Arms out to a T, and then we're just going to take it to the other side. So bump the hips off over to the left. Right ankle off to the right corner. Go ahead, cross that opposite ankle over. Going to take that C-shaped twist. Two up and back. Good morning. Find a spot wherever you can. Gentle pull that wrist up to create length. And then gently go ahead and take it over to the side. Big breath into those ribs. Nice, slow exhale out. So one more breath here. Nice, slow exhale. All right, release the arms out to a T. We're going to go ahead and bend that right knee, left ankle's crossing over. Then gently just let that left foot fall over to the right, coming into that twist. Nice big breath in as you get a little hip stretch on the outer glute. Closing the grass. All right, one more breath here, yogis. Nice, slow exhale out. Unwind yourself. We're gonna make our way up to a seat. So however you'd like to do that. If you want to roll up and down the length of your spine, get a little spinal massage there. If you want to just roll off to one side, you can do that as well. And go ahead, bring yourself up to a seat. Any option with the legs. Cross a little bit out in front of you. Try to take a little bit of pressure off those hips, just getting everything nice and warmed up. Take your time. All right, let's go ahead and start out. Inhale up, lift it up nice and tall. Big breath in. You're gonna work that side body. Maybe hook those thumbs again. Pull your low back up and in a little bit so you open up that chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, side body stretch. Before you take that stretch, take that top elbow and spin it back. So you want to open up that rib cage as much as you can. Create some length in those side ribs. Big breath in as you go up. Then exhale, gentle bend over to the side. And down to that opposite hip. We're going to work that a lot this morning. So think about your torso opening up as much as you can by using that top elbow just to open up. Feel that stretch through the ribs and even that little bit of space between your low ribs and your hip there. Inhale, back up nice and slow. Deep breath in. Exhale, hand comes down. Press into that hand. Spin that elbow back. Open up the ribs. Take it up. Exhale, side body stretch. One more deep breath in here. Nice, slow exhale out. I lost my notes this morning. All right, let's go ahead and take it back up to center. Go ahead and bend the elbow. Draw the elbow back. Walk those fingertips back towards the center of the back. Draw the elbow back. Crown of the head presses back. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, gentle side body stretch. Maybe head comes over to the opposite side. A little bit more space. Inhale, back up. Opposite elbow bend. A little nudge of that elbow back. Walk those fingertips towards the center of the back as much as you can. Nice tall spine, deep breath in. Exhale, side body stretch. Maybe turning head over towards that arm. And release. Inhale, back up. Deep breath in at the top. Exhale, reach those fingertips forward. Pull your hips back. Just let the fingertips fall down. But walk those hands forward. Get inhale here. Lift up in your chin. Create a little bit more length in your neck and your back. Exhale, hinge and fold in. Not about how far down you go. You'll feel it on those hips. Big breath in the back here. Hold a little deeper on that end. Slowly bring yourself back up. Then just switch the cross of your leg. So opposite leg on top just to balance everything back out. Inhale, lift it up nice and tall. There's much length in the top of your body as you're dropping down in the lower half of your body. Feel that grounding, feel that reach. Breathe into that space. Exhale, send you down. Wiggle side to side of those hips. Inhale, lift up that chin, create a little bit more space. Exhale, hinge and fold down. All right, one more big breath in here. Walk those fingertips back in. Come into a tabletop position. So either just roll right over the knees, go off to the side, however you'd like to get there. All right, let's go ahead and just wag that tail side to side. You want those hands lined up right underneath the shoulders. Good morning. You want those hips lined up right over the knees. Go ahead and tap the tops of the feet. Just kind of wake up those anchor points. Right. We're going to go ahead and take this way for you guys. Let's go ahead and take left leg straight back out. Press into the heel. Activate your belly. Make sure you're not dropping in your shoulders. So press up out of your shoulders. Belly button's coming up and in, but you're breathing. Foot is active. And then we're just going to swing this leg out to the side and then back behind us. We're just going to go back and forth a few times, feeling that in the hip, active in that foot, like you're kicking into a wall. Back off to the other side, swing it back out. Everybody's mobility is going to be a little bit different. Let's go ahead and take it back off behind you. Tuck the toe, press into that heel, stretch out that calf. Stretching the calf all the way up that side leg into the hip. Lift it back up, swing it all the way back off to the side. We're going to place it down. Toes face forward as much as you can. Walk hands in. And then go ahead and grab a block off to the side on your right side. We're going to come up in the hips, active in that leg. We're going to inhale and lift up nice and tall. Grow up as tall as you can in those ribs and side body. Big breath in here. Slide that left hand down the leg. Again, check in with that top elbow. Spin it back. And then take it up and over. Side body stretch. Breathe. All right. Inhale, lift it back up. Deep breath in. You're going to take that right hand over, maybe to the block, maybe to the earth, wherever you are. Going to take that opposite arm up. We're going to stack the shoulders up, fire up the belly, lift that leg up. Maybe it comes up an inch. Maybe you leave it down because that's enough. Active in that heel, kick it out. Inner thigh working, belly working. Are we breathing? One more breath. Set it down. Hands back down. Swing the leg back. Little rock side to side, even everything back out. Right, block to the opposite side. Press into those hands. Press into your heel. Take that right leg back. Active in the belly. Pressing up out of those shoulders. Gazes out over the edge of the mat. Deep breath in. Just going to start to swing that leg actively. Back and forth, getting into the hip. Pause anywhere feels good. Back and forth. Let's swing it back behind you. Tuck those toes. Press into that heel. Stretch out that calf. Feel that stretch go up into that right hip a little bit. And then active back through that heel. Take it off to the side, toes down, facing forward as much as you can. If it's cocked off a little bit to an angle, no big deal. All right. Walk the hands in, set your block up. Inhale, lift it up. Create that length as much as you can. Deep breath in. Exhale, slide the arm down the leg, spin that elbow. Rotate the torso to open up and create that space. Kind of folding forward, it's tough to take that side bend, right? So press into that leg, rotate, take it up, and then over the heel. Big breath into the side ribs. Exhale, release. Hand over to a block or on the earth. Press into that block, stack the shoulders, open the chest first. Active in that leg, lift it up, press out through the heel. Belly's working. So when I say engaged belly, a lot of times we just stop the breathing, right? So belly's engaged, but we're keeping that breath moving. Come out of it if you need to. One more breath. Lower down nice and slow. Everything back into center. Swing that leg back. Rock those hips back and forth. Just a few cat-cows at your own pace. So we're going to drop the belly, lift the tail. Press into the earth. Lift up in your gaze. There's a nice little scoop in that back. Big breath in here. Exhale, push the mat away. Draw the gaze down and in. So you're rounding the spine. Spread the scapula. And then just rock back and forth. Inhale. Contract and exhale. One more round. Inhale. Contract, exhale, and hold it. All right. Release everything back to center. We're going to go ahead and tuck our toes under. Start to lift our hips up and work our way into our first downward dog. So take your time, pedal out your dog nice and slow so you can shorten up your stance. You want your tailbone lifting up. You're dropping your head and pulling your heart space back towards your thighs. So it's inverted V. Don't let those elbows splay out to the side. So just keep the elbows kind of tucked in. You're rolling the triceps in towards the ears. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes as high as you can. Take a big breath into your heart. On your exhale, descend the heels down any amount. Pull your heart back towards those thighs a little bit more. All right, one more breath here. Exhale, start to walk the hands forward. And a halfway lift. We'll bring our palms to our shins or maybe tops of thighs. Press into those shins and pull your thighs back. Reach the crown of your head forward in the opposite direction. Every yoga pose, something's pushing, something's pulling. Breath is moving between those two. Feel it in the hamstrings. Bend the knees, straighten the legs if you need to. One more breath. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Go ahead and bring those blocks or one block in front of the face here. Let's go ahead and take the left foot and just tuck it behind the right. Bend both knees first. Start to straighten out through the legs. So pulling your thighs back behind you. Then we're going to go ahead and take the left hand in front of the face. Press into that block. Maybe add a little bit of a twist. Draw the shoulders up and back. Might be a little bit of a challenge in the balance. Press down into your feet and your heels. Breathe wherever you are. Exhale, release. Switch hands. Stack it up. Take a little twist. Exhale, release. Undo the feet, give them a little shake out if you need to, and we're just going to do that same thing on the opposite side. The right foot behind the left. Bend the knees, straighten up through the legs. Feel this going up into the right hip a little bit, IT band. Place the hand down in front of the face. Let's go ahead and twist it off. Let's go right hand first. A little bit of a challenge. One more breath. And exhale, release, switch sides with the hands. Take your time. It's supposed to be hard. It's yoga. One more breath wherever you are. Exhale, release, unwind, back on solid ground. Go ahead and fold forward. Grab both opposite elbows and pull your elbows down. Relax your face, relax your head. Create as much length in your back as you can. You can bend the knees, straighten the legs. Nice big breath into the back. Are you holding any tension in the face, in the jaw, in the throat? Turn your head side to side, shake it yes and no. Release anything you're holding there in the face. Bend the knees a lot. Start to root to rise and roll up through your spine nice and slow. One vertebrae at a time. Draw energy up through the legs, into the hips. Inhale, lift those arms up. Press down through your heels. Drop the weight in the lower half of your body and reach up as high as you can. Maybe hook those thumbs together, a little sway side to side. Create as much opening as you can. Think of one of those bendy straws. You kind of open up. Deep breath in here. Slide the palms down into the heart center. Close the eyes for a moment. Let some of the energy settle in the body, starting to create that space. Deep breath in, nice and slow. Nice, slow exhale. Just feel your shoulders pull away from your ears a little bit more. Nice, long neck, crown of your head, light and lifted. Then just feel the weight of your body pulling you down, connecting you to the earth, through your heels, through your hips. And then just breathe into that space from the crown of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. Nice, slow exhale, let it all go. A little shake out. We multiplied from where we started. Hey, Carrie. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take one block at each end of your mat. Top of the mat. One more here if you like. Take one. Here you go. Good. All right. Drop down in those heels. Inhale, lift it up nice and tall. We're going to work through the side body on the right side first. Nice and tall. Take that left hand and draw the right wrist up as much as you can. Deep breath in here. Exhale, just a little tip forward. Pull that elbow back, the right elbow as much as you can. Maybe looking up on the inside of that arm. Breathe into that space. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Sinking breath with movement. Inhale, halfway lift, press into those shins, crown forward, thighs back. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Forward fold. You can grab the backs of your calves and pull the ribs towards the thighs. Grabbing those elbows. Place the hands down. We're going to take a big step back, right foot and then left. Coming into a plank pose. Press up out of the shoulders so you're not sinking down. So press, press, press. Pull your middle back up and in. Big breath in here. On the exhale, lower the knees down. Lower the chest down. Keep the elbows pulled in all the way down to the belly. Palms right underneath the shoulder head. Pull the elbows in. Press it. Pull the kneecaps up so the legs are active. Squeeze the inner thighs together and start to pull the chest up any amount. Feel that in the low back. Breathe into that space. Big breath in. Nice, slow exhale. Push yourself back up into a tabletop. We're going to come into a modified side plank. Left hand's going to go right in front of the face in the center. Left knee's going to go right in line with that. And then right foot out behind. We're going to take that left heel and just turn it back behind us. So we create a little kickstand here. You should look something like this, right? You can also have a block underneath that left hand if you need to bring the ground up towards you. We were kind of doing this before. Stack the shoulders up. Fire up the belly. Active in that right foot, kick it out. You want a little bit more? Maybe you can grab a hold of that right shin. Kick into that hand. Open up the chest. This is all optional. You can stay low. You can be working that side plank. Opening the chest, whatever you like. If you have the bind, gently release. Come back to center. Maybe you want to take a full side plank. You're going to press down into your right foot. You're going to reach the left one back. If this doesn't feel good or if it just feels funky, don't do it. Stay in the modified. Maybe lift up that right leg. Breathe. Wherever you are, take your time. Lower back down. Rotate the arms back down. Bring the hips back in line with each other. Give a little shake out. Tuck those toes under. Push it back, downward facing. If you need a little rest, you can always drop down to the knees. Drop the head down. Take a child's pose. Rest whenever you might need to. Right leg's going to go up and back, three-legged dog. Deep breath in here. On the exhale, we're going to send that foot all the way forward up to the hands. Nice solid foundation here in the legs. Knee lined up over ankle. Start to bring yourself up nice and slow. Palms into heart center. Drop into the lunge a little bit here. Pull up through your back knee. Press out through the back leg. Firm it up. Crescent lunge. Inhale, lift up if you like. Otherwise, just keep palms to center. Draw that right wrist back up. Little side bend, balance, funky stuff going on. Shaking, good. Smiling, good. Falling's good. All part of the deal. Inhale, lift it back up. Big breath in here. Exhale. Big step forward. Halfway lift. Wipe the slate clean. Exhale, hinge and fold. Bend those knees, root to rise, nice and slow. Sinking breath and movement. Exhale, back to heart center. Oh, thank God. Let it settle. Feel that energy bouncing around in your heart space. Just kind of start to settle into the chest. And just feel it start to cascade down into your ribs, down into your belly, through your hips. And just breathe into this space. Nice and slow, steady rhythm. Deep breath in, feel the crown of your head light and lifted. Exhale, rooting down through your heels. Just even in this most simplest of poses, something's rooting, something's reaching, and we're breathing. All right, let it all go. We're going to set up for second side. Back at the top, drop down in those hips, drop down in those heels. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Draw that left wrist up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Exhale, side body stretch. Starting to work through the left side now. Pulling that left elbow back. Spinning the torso. Big breath in here. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, send you down nice and slow. Halfway lift, thighs back. Round forward. Exhale, fold down and in. Pause for a breath. Plant those hands. Big step back. Plank pose. Lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Keep elbows pulled in, nice and slow. The elbows in towards the side. We'll press under the shoulder head. Start to lift up. Pull the kneecaps up and in, active in the inner thighs. You want a little bit more, maybe float the hands up. Maybe airplane. Maybe spin the palms up so you lift up a little bit more. Maybe float the legs. All suggestions. Any pinching, anything like that, come out of it. Breathe into that space. Exhale, let go. Palms down under shoulder. Nice and slow. Push yourself back up. Going to set up for the second side on that side plank. Right hand in front of the face. Right knee behind it. Left leg back behind that. And spin that heel back so you create that little kickstand. Stack up the shoulder. Maybe block under that right foot. Active. Reach, reach, reach up to the sky. Pull that leg up, maybe an inch, maybe a little higher. Maybe bend back. Grab a hold of it. Kick that heel into the hand. Think about stretching and opening the front of your body as much as you can instead of bending it to the back. Reach into that space. Have the bind, maybe let it go. You want to take a full side plank, stack the ankles up over each other, press up out of that shoulder, pull the right wrist up and in, lift up. Are we breathing? Lower down, spin everything back to center, hips back in line. Wag the tail. Tuck the toes. Push it back, down dog. Big inhale as you lift up in those heels. Exhale, heart space back towards thighs. Descend the heels down. Right, take the left leg up and back. Press out through that heel, three-legged dog. Deep breath in here. Exhale, send it forward. Press the mat away so you can create some space for that leg to land. If it stops short, you can come down, you can reposition. We're not in a race, so if you're not in sync with me or the person next to you, build a solid foundation first. One side's always a little bit more of a challenge. Palms to heart center, kind of drop in, hold that knee up, press out through the heel. Nice and strong and firm in that back leg. Stay here. Add a little bit more if you like. Add that side bend, grab that wrist, take a little tip over to the right. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Palms to heart center. Big step forward. Fold in. Halfway lift, kind of wiping the slate clean. Big breath here. Exhale, you can fold down the in. Bend those knees a lot, root to rise, draw the energy up through those legs. Inhale, lift it up nice and flat. Exhale, let everything settle. Close the eyes for a moment. Deep breath in here, nice and slow. Nice, slow breath out. All right, give it a little shake out. Grab a drink if you need it. Do a dance. Get down to that. All right, a little bit more, guys, and then we're going to start kind of winding everything down a little bit. All right, we're going to take a nice wide-legged stance. You can turn on your mat. You can be on the grass. We're going to go toes out, heels in here. Coming into a goddess stance. Nice and long through the quadriceps and the tops of the thighs. A little shimmy shake side to side. You want to pull up through your heart space. So we don't want our shoulders rounded forward. So kind of press into the thighs and lift up in your heart. Gentle rock side to side. It's going to take the right hand to the inside of that thigh. Press it away and just drop the shoulder in. We usually hear some groans in this position. Inhale back up, nice and slow. Hand to inner thigh. Press it away, drop it with that shoulder. Inhale back up. Straighten the legs. Oh, thank God, get a little break. Deep breath in. Roll up nice and tall. Exhale, cactus back to torture. Rock a little side to side. We'll draw of the inner thighs kind of up and in, squeezing here. Feel that activation. All right, activate the side body. You drop the elbow off to one side. Oh, good Lord. Back up. Back off to the other side. Inhale, lift up. Take a little break. Pause. Nice big breath into the belly here. Exhale, cactus, sink down and in one more time. You lift a toe or a heel. Oh, you lift. Let's see. Lift the heel, drop it down, lift the other one. Maybe both. Maybe never. All right. Lift back up one more time. Palms to heart center. We're going to turn toes in. Heels are out. Deep breath in. Palms to the creases of your hips. Pull your hips back as you reach the crown of your head forward. Kind of pause there for a minute. There's as much length from your tailbone out to the crown of your head as you can. Exhale, start to hinge and fold down. Maybe a block in front of the face if you like. You can have a bend in the knees. Just let the weight of your head go heavy here. Maybe come to forearms. The weight of your head creates much length in your neck, your back. Gentle inversion, slow down that central nervous system. Breathe into that space. Check out the world at a different angle. Maybe your neighbor, say hi. One more breath in, nice and easy. Hold a little deeper on that exhale. All right, hands back in front of the face. You're gonna start to lift up about halfway, just get a little bit of blood flow back into the head. Let's go ahead and take left hand in front of the face, maybe on block, maybe on the earth. Press into the heel of that hand. Here we go again. Spin the ribs, stack the shoulders up. So right arm reaches up to the sky as tall as you can. Spinning those right ribs up and back. Breathe into that space. A little bend in the knees if you need to. We don't have to torture the hamstrings too, unless you want to. One more breath. Exhale, release, back to center, switch sides. Right hand in front of the face, press into the palm. Draw the shoulder or the fingertips up and back, stack shoulder. Breathe. One more cycle, nice and easy. Exhale, release. Back to center. Start to heel toe the feet in towards each other. It's just back, in and back. Gonna go ahead and drop all the way down. Just reach back behind you. Drop into your tail and go ahead and turn back towards you. All right. Start to wind it on down, slow everything down. Let's go right leg out. Left heel, sole of the foot in towards the inner thigh. Keep your blocks close by. Take one block over here to the left. Take another block and place it right on the inner thigh. Okay. Block here, block here. All right. We're going to go ahead and press into that block, just as we were doing before, using that leverage. We're going to press into it, and we're going to turn and open our chest as much as we can. Okay. So we'll spin the left ribs back. We're going to reach up nice and tall. You can reposition the block more towards the foot, however you need to, but just using that as a little bit of an anchor point to open up. Big breath in here, and then exhale. Start to take that left arm up and over. If it kind of gets a little caught on the shoulder, you can take the hand in front of the face and then reach it up and over the ear. We're going to go back and forth a little bit here, so don't go all the way into your Johnny stretch yet. All right. Pause here for a breath. Nice, slow exhale. Spin those ribs open a little bit more. Start to come back up. Left hand over to the block. Roll to the inside of that foot. We're going to lift up in those hips. Lift up nice and tall. Gentle back bend here. Think about opening the front of your body, your hips. Pull your tailbone up and in. Big breath in here. Exhale, lower down nice and slow. We're just going to go back and forth. Toes come up on that right leg. Let's go ahead and take that side body stretch. Spin the ribs back. Side body stretch, reaching. Maybe you're taking that left hand eventually either to ankle, maybe you're grabbing the toe, opening up, maybe reaching all the way over. Maybe you'll connect. Maybe you'll never connect. Breathe into your mobility. One more breath. Nice and slow. Back up. Hand back to that block if you like. Roll to the inside of that foot. Lift it up. These counter stretches. Wonderful for just creating space. Doing all that punching, tension, tightness. Start to lower back. All right. Let's go ahead and reach under that right leg. Go ahead and bring it up and in. We're just going to switch sides. Left leg long, right foot to the inner thigh. Blocks at either end. Press into that block. Rotate, spin, draw that right shoulder back. Lift up nice and tall. Checking out another angle of the park. Breathe into that space. Go ahead and take that side body stretch. Again, if you get a little hooked on that shoulder, rounding arm in front of the face and then over the ear. Just remember to draw that elbow back so you can open those ribs up a little bit more. Breathe. Feel that breeze. Right, start to come up and out. Hand to block or hand to earth. Roll inside. Here come those hips. Up and out. Lift it up. Reach back behind you. One more breath. Nice and slow, gently coming down. Toes coming back and up. Spin and open the shoulder one more time. Side body, maybe reaching towards that ankle or inner calf. Maybe you're hooking the toe. Draw the elbow back. Big side body stretch here. Breathe. Breathe into that space right in between your lower ribs and your hip. Kind of a little squeeze, a little massage. One more cycle. Gently release. One last time on that hip opener. Press down and lift up through those hips. Gentle back bend. Nice and slow. And nice and slow. Everything back down. Right. We're going to extend out through the right leg, coming into a wide-legged stance. Take a moment, kind of wiggle yourself, get in front of your sit bone. So if you're back on your tailbone and you're trying to fold forward, you're not going to go anywhere. Roll the shoulders back, kind of lift up in your hip, pull your hips back a little bit. You reach back and just kind of pull the flesh out of the way so you're in front of your hips here. Active in the feet. Press out through the heels. Draw the toes back in towards the kneecaps. Gonna protect the knees here. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Big breath in here. Fill up. Exhale, reach forward. You can have a bend in the knees here if you need to. Your hamstrings will let you know. We'll sway side to side. Nice big breath into the back. Gentle exhale, fold in a little deeper. All right, start to walk fingertips back in. You're gonna reach underneath those legs, help her legs out a little bit, pull them up and in, bring the knees towards each other. All right. Now we're back on the tailbone. So as before we were in front of it, now we want to get back on the tail. Kind of root down in your tail. Bring your thighs together. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Go ahead and grab underneath your legs. You're going to pull your chest up and forward. So your low back in, so you're lifted up in your chest. You're not rounded. So go ahead and activate the inner thighs. Toes down, heels come up a little bit. This might be your active boat pose. You're feeling this in the belly, in the core, in the side rib. Yeah, add those arms if you like. Maybe straighten one leg. Press out through the heel. Maybe the other leg. Shaking's good. Squeeze the legs together. Maybe take the arms up. Tap your feet. Maybe not. Take a wide leg. Hold it. Squeeze it. Back together. Let it go. All right. Let's go and take soles of feet together. Go ahead and draw them in towards the hips a little bit. Rock a little side to side.
Pull the heels in as you pull your chest up and you pull your low back in so you're not rounding. Okay, so lift up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Relax. You need to have the knees up a little bit more to take some pressure off the hips. That's fine. You want to feel this just on relaxing and surrendering the inner thighs. So just let the knees kind of be as heavy as you can where it doesn't pinch the hips too much. Breathe into that space. Breathe into the lowest part of your belly. Lift up in your crown, drop in your tail. Slow everything down. And so as we slow down a little bit more, start to lengthen out that breath. As I start to try to get louder. Deep breath in. Gentle exhale out. So one more breath. Nice slow exhale. Go ahead and grab those outer edges of the legs, pull them up and in. Take it on down to the back so you can spin back towards me if you like. Have a block nearby. Right. Go ahead and bend the knees and bring the heels in towards the glutes here. Work your heels back as much as you can towards the glutes. Bring your thighs together. Give them a little squeeze on the inner thigh. Let's go ahead and take the palms down. Press into those heels and lift up in your tail. Pressing into the earth. Lift up in your tail. Squeeze those inner thighs together, coming into a bridge pose. Big breath in. Exhale, lower the hips. Release the low back for a minute. Breathe into that space. Let's go one more time. Press into those heels, lift up. Active on those inner thighs. Like maybe taking the arms back up overhead. It's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Lift up in that tail, squeeze, but keep that breath moving. Nice slow exhale, lower hips back down. Take feet out to the edges of the mat just for a minute. Just windshield wiper back and forth. Just release the low back. Right. One more bridge series. We're going to do a supported bridge here. So grab your block. Heels in towards the glutes. Thighs together. This time as you lift up in the hips, you can take your block and just slide it right underneath your sacrum. So right underneath your tailbone. You can be at whatever setting is comfortable. So you can be mid, you can be on the lowest setting, you can be maybe highest setting if your back's feeling okay. Really, really nice support here. If you like, maybe active pressing out through one leg. Fire up that core a little bit more. If that doesn't feel good, don't do that. So any option there. If you did one leg, go ahead and do the other leg. So one more breath wherever you are. All right, press into those heels. This time, take the block to the lowest setting. So it's going to be flat as much as you can. Lower back down. Maybe you're already there. Take your arms out to a T. And then take the feet out in front of you. If that feels okay in the low back, flex the toes. So getting a nice stretch here. If you feel any pinching, bring the heels back in, lift back up, and take the block out. Otherwise, think about opening up the front of your hips, your pelvis. And when you get into these gentle back bends, it's more about thinking about opening the front of your body than bending your back. And that'll kind of just relax the low back instead of trying to tense those muscles too much. All right. One more breath wherever you are.
Go ahead and lift back up in the hips. Bring the heels back in, lift up in the hips, pull the block out. And then we want to take a nice counter stretch. So go ahead and curl up into a little ball here. Squeeze the tops of the thighs in towards the rib. A little rock side to side on that low back. All right, let's go ahead and bring feet back down. Knees are bent. We're going to go right ankle over left knee. We're going to thread the needle through here. And squeeze and pull that left knee in towards the chest, feeling that stretch on the outer right hip. A little rock side to side if you like. If you want a little bit more, you can kind of take the arms right underneath that right leg, right underneath the leg bone, start to pull the shin in towards you, maybe straighten out through that left leg. If that doesn't feel good, do not do it. Your hips will let you know. One more breath here. That left leg straight. Go ahead and bring it back in. Go ahead and release. Everything back to center. Little rock side to side. Windshield wiper the legs. All right, second side. We're going to go ahead and bend right knee, left ankle over the knee. Thread the needle through. Draw the knee up and in towards the chest. Feel that on that outer left hip. Gentle rock. Stay there. Deepen that stretch if you like. Taking those arms underneath, kind of drawing that shin back towards you. Straighten that opposite leg if you like. Something for everybody. One more breath here. All right, release wherever you are. All right, arms out to a T. We're going to take the feet out nice and wide, and we're going to windshield wiper, letting the knees fall to one side. Go back and forth a few times. And then when you're ready, just let the knees fall over to the right side. Not about getting the knees all the way down. Try to keep your shoulder blades kind of drawn down and pinned against the mat as you reach out through the fingertips. And then just let the weight of the knees kind of draw the legs over, feeling that stretch, outer hips into the low back. You can take, if we're on the right side, you can take the right heel and cross it over the left knee. And that'll give you a little bit more weight to kind of draw it down towards the mat. Creates a little bit more twist and opening on that left side. Breathe into this twist. Kind of back off a little bit, fill up the body, fill up the sponge. On the exhale, twist in a little bit deeper, kind of wringing out the breath, wringing out the sponge. When you get to the bottom of the exhale, squeeze your belly down and in. Any of that last little stagnant breath you're holding out of the belly. That gives you a nice big amount of space for that next inhale. So one more breath here, nice and slow. Nice slow exhale, twist a little deeper in. Then gently unwind yourself, everything back to center. Feet out to the edges, windshield wiper a little bit back and forth before you set up for your left side. Knees fall over to the left. Left ankle right above the right knee on that kind of top of the thigh if you like. Shoulder blades down. Big breath in, fill up through the ribs, the side body. Twist in a little deeper on the exhale.
So one more cycle of breath there, nice and slow. All right. Gently start to unwind yourself, nice and slow. Let's take a happy baby before we set up our Shavasana. So feet are going to go up to the sky. Toes are flexed, drawn back towards you. You can grab for either calves, shins. Maybe you can grab for outer edges of the feet. Then pull your kneecaps back down towards the armpits. Pull your tailbone down towards the mat so you feel your low back connect. Gentle rock side to side there. Put a little baby Buddha smile on that face. Rolling around in the park and palms free. Life is pretty good. All right, one more big breath in your belly here. Squeeze those knees down and in towards armpits. Squeeze the breath out of the belly. Release everything you got. Take the legs out nice and long. Take your feet out to the edges of the mat. Let the toes turn out. Let the palms be up or face down. Maybe a little connection with the cool grass on your skin somewhere. And just let everything settle. All that energy, that prana we've been creating, settle into the body wherever you need it the most, emotionally, physically. Just being in this moment of rest and stillness, enjoying the benefits of our practice before you go back into your busy day. Just stay connected here with your true self. The self that doesn't need to compare, control, accomplish anything. Just breathe, be. Just kind of let all the labels of all the separate things going on, the grass, the sky, the earth, you, me, just let it all blend into kind of one. All just pieces of the exact same moment. Be here with this breath, celebrating that fact that we're just breathing into this moment alone. Allow me to call you back. Right, yogis, gently begin to deepen your breath. Just easy, welcome sensation back into the body. Wiggle the jaw, wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head side to side. Raise the eyebrows, moisten the lips. Like to take it for the full body stretch. Reach back up behind you, hook those thumbs. Slide the toes towards each other. Flex and draw them out over the edge of the mat. Feel all that space you created today in your body. Thank yourself for doing the best that you can do, showing up, participate in your self-healing. Big breath into the heart here. Exhale, go ahead and draw the knees back up into the chest. Give yourself one final squeeze here. And when you're ready, roll yourself off to one side. Pause with a hand on the earth just for a moment. Feel that grounded sensation. And then keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft
and take your time.
Make your way up to whatever comfortable seat you wish. Take a moment here. Just feel the body come into alignment. Lift up through that crown again. Even in the simplest of seat. Feel the root in your tail. Feel the reach in your crown. Create that space for the breath to move. Inhale, lift up nice and tall, sinking breath and movement. Gaze goes up with it. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, palms down into your heart space. Bow within. Always an honor for me to join you in this yoga practice with this yoga family. One of the highlights of my week to see all you out here. From my heart to yours, take this feeling with you back into your day, share it with others. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you, which is another way of saying namaste.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Acknowledge your fellow yogis. Thank you so much. Enjoy this beautiful day.